Hi everyone, you're tuning in to the Urban Voice, the official podcast of the Urban League of Hudson County. My name is Allie and I'm your host for today. And today we have with us Ms. Darcel from the ECC department. Now, honestly, I do not know what she does or any department from the Urban League. So I'm excited to learn about this. Let's jump right in. Ms. Darcel, tell us about yourself. Tell us about ECC.
Well, as she said, my name is Darcel. I'm a part of the ECC Department Electronic Child Care. We started off using cards, but since the pandemic, it's basically the state doing payments to the facilities and home providers as well. And my job as an ECC specialist is to adjust payment, recoup payment, and anytime the providers or parents have information that they need to know in reference to their child care, because they could be new providers, new parents starting out and want to learn about the payment. So that is basically what I do as an ECC specialist. I handle payment. So as the departments in JCK do applications and they do agreements, our department is the one that would handle anything that has to do with payment. So I have conversations here and there with providers based on, did they get paid? When are they getting paid? How does this work? How does that work? And for the most part, they're satisfied with whatever is being told to them, especially to do with their payment.
So your day is pretty busy when it comes to this.
Yes.
Okay. What pulled you in to the Urban League? Why Urban League?
Well, I started out in the Urban League, I'm going to say in 1997. I started through a program. They had AmeriCorps. And then they said, well, if we bring you over to the building, would you like to work there? And ever since then, I've been here in different programs here, different departments, but the ECC is the one that I'm in now.
Okay. How many years at the Urban League?
I'm going to say maybe 27, 28 years. And basically, the Urban League, as I said, the program I started with, they showed me that they're for the community. Like, we want to make sure our young people, young adults, make sure they're doing something good with their time. So by them having AmeriCorps, and there were several other youth build programs that was ran, I just seen like, because they're for the community and I'm for the community, it was a good place for me to start. And here I am, some odd years later, still with the Urban League.
Any projects working? Any projects working right now in the ECC department? Anything that you guys are doing new?
No, well, not as of now. They come up with different things, the DFD, but as of now, we kind of just rolling with making sure the parents and the providers are filling out their work correctly. We're doing something whereas we're checking attendance, and each month a provider has to go in. If the kids are out, mark that in, and if they're not, it's like we're doing this to make sure we follow up on that. So I would say that is probably what is basically taking place now with the ECC, following up with the providers to make sure that they're submitting their work on time.
I love it. Now, I want to get more deep in. I want to know more about Darcel of the outside of Urban League. I heard you have a group, Sisters Just Kickin It. Can you tell me more about it?
Yeah, Sisters Just Kickin It. So we are a group of women from different backgrounds, different churches, but we come together to promote Christ. We speak about the things of God. We give testimony. So actually, we're like outlets one to another. We tell whatever's going on in our world, and we support each other. We pray, and that's our main thing. No matter what we're doing, we're praying and supporting and motivating each other in this faith walk. Because as a woman, a mother, we go through a lot of different things. And with that being said, you want to be able to share your story with someone. not that's going to go out and repeat it, but someone that's probably already been through what you've been through. So the Sisters Just Kickin' It organization's been around maybe 16 years, and we started out in the home.
Wow.
And then we seen like, nah, we need to get a little broader, and then we came out in the community by doing toy drives, coat drives, sock drive, just feeding the people in the community. And then even with that, we came up with a prayer line. So for the last 5 years, we have a prayer line. And, anyone could call in, and it's more than just prayer. We're not just praying for the hour. We're praying, we're giving testimony, we read the scripture. Beautiful. And it's enlightening for the sisters to feel like I could take the mask off. And basically, that's what the Sisters Just Kickin' It group is about.
Okay. And people from the community that want to join, just how can they get in touch with you?
Well, more than likely, if somebody wanted to join, they would connect with me. Sometime when we go out in the community, there may be somebody like, what can I do? Even if they don't want to join, like, can we give a donation?
Right.
They just want to pour into the group. But I would say, even with our prayer line, you have people calling from California, Florida. They just connected through friends or whatever. But that's basically how you could become a part, or if you're interested in anything that we're doing and you want to pour into it, or maybe you want to come online and share something, you can always connect with me.
Okay, that is, you heard it here at the Urban Voice first. Now, anything else, Darcel, outside from Urban League and Sisters Just Kickin' It?
Well, we also now have a young group called Girls Just Kickin' It, and we are 2 years and some change, and where we teach the young girls about what God says about girls and trying to help prepare them for what's to come, because we all have stories, and even little girls go through things from knee-high, from all types of stuff going on in the home with them. And so we want to encourage and inspire them, to reach out to God. Like, God will hear from you as well. It doesn't have to go through your mother, your aunt, your cousin. You can speak to God and He'll speak to you. So for me, I love the Sisters Just Kickin' It, but my passion is basically the young girls. So I'm really excited that they want to learn, they want to know, they ask questions, and that's always my highlight. They're praying, they're opening up, and so I would say that the girls group is doing well.
So, Ms. Darcel, what keeps you motivated every day?
The Lord. I actually, honestly, in these last some odd years of my life, I took some hard losses from immediate family members, and basically it's just reaching out to God. Like, I really believe that now He hear me, He's answering me, and it motivates me, because these young girls now like, oh, Miss Darcel or that, and I don't want to let them down. And then my sisters group is like, we thrive off of each other, so I'm always motivated to continue this walk of life. No matter what comes my way, I'm still pressing forward. So I would say that the children motivate me, the women motivate me, and the fact that I know God guides me and He wants more from me. He has a purpose for me, and that motivates me, because I could just sit back and do nothing, but that's not what He called me to do. So I'm just motivated by His presence, knowing that He's walking with me.
That's very inspirational. You're very strong. Anything else you want to say to the community, to anybody out there?
Well, I would just say, when your gut is telling you something, like, especially if it's something you want to do, just reach for the stars. Like, what's the worst going to happen? You do it, you fail, you do it, you proceed, your process will go along. So I think that my word is just really to just seek what you would like to do and put it at the Father's feet. Like, you pray, like, Lord, is this what you would have for me? Because sometimes we get involved in things, even the sister group, it could have not been for me, it could have been for somebody else. Because honestly, even my prayer line, I didn't start out being the head of it, I was a part. But when someone had to take a vow out, I could have said nah, but it wasn't about me. See, when you get to learn that this life is not about you, and you are the person being being used, but it's not about you. It's about a breakthrough for somebody else. You just be like, okay, God, whatever. Like, this ain't what I do, but if this what you want me to do, I'm going to do it. So basically, going back to what I said, everything goes back for me to God, because I'm not my own. I don't just live my life because this is what I want to do. No, I have enough sense to say, God, is this what you want for me? You know, how you want me to proceed. So, yeah.
Have you always been like this with your faith, so strong?
That's a good question. Just thinking back I'm going to say past, maybe in my 20s, 30s, I always went to church, always believed in God, but it was situations that grew my faith.
Okay.
Because I didn't know what's to come or what's to go. You know, like, I have to be transparent. Life was, as they say, life in, but now I know God be God, and like, He has my back. But when I think about back then, it probably was more, I don't know if I'm going to say it was a struggle to believe. I always believed because I always had that type of people around me, but it was a little scary sometimes. And now the things that would have been scary before is more like, nah, I don't have the spirit of fear. Like, I speak to myself to encourage myself. So that's why I don't mind encouraging others, because I speak to them, I speak to me first. So if I'm encouraging somebody, I'm taking in what I'm saying to them. So if I would say going all the way back, I was okay with my faith walk. It was probably a mustard seed. Now it's more like, I would say a watermelon. Like, it grew over decades, because I really just go with the flow. When I'm going to fight against it, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. That doesn't mean I don't get a little like, oh my God, are you serious? But at the end of the day, nah, whatever you say, that's just how it's going to be. And that keeps the stress level down. So back then, I was just, a lot worldly, just doing whatever I want to do. But now I realize it was never about me. But He allowed those things to take place to get me where I'm at. Since I wanted to do it, all right, that's your will, Darcy, I'm going to give it to you. But that wasn't His will for me. So I thank God for the change.
You heard it here. So, I want to know about Sweet D.
Sweet D. Oh, Sweet D.
She thought I was not going to ask about Sweet D. Word on the street.
So, Sweet D was just my growing up days, teenagers. It probably started about 17, 18, because then life started taking its course. Having children, you can't be Sweet D. But, I mean, if things came up, I might have, went back a little bit. But no, it was just me and a group of girls. We used to actually have a crew called the Fresh Fly Females. We loved dancing, partying, just, and if you want to fight, not that we wanted to, but we didn't back down. So the Sweet D days was also a preparation for where I'm at today, because I was really bold. Yeah. Like, I was bold about whatever. If you want, not to say I was a troublemaker, but I didn't like back down, and God allowed me to be bold, but it wasn't supposed to be for the stuff it was bold in. It was really to be a part of His kingdom. So, I look back in hindsight, I don't think I would have changed anything, because I really had fun in those days. It's just that some of the fun could have led straight to hell. So I just thank God that, He showed up. Woo. Yes, He showed up, but never nothing terrible. Just fun.
I love it. That name, I love everything about this interview today. Thank you so much, Ms. Darcel, for coming in and sharing about your life and about the Urban League. Thank you to the listeners for being here at the Urban Voice. See you later. Ali signing off.